Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy loves to make the rounds answering fan Q&A. One of the most popular questions that people ask him is whether he would like to return to direct more Guardians, possibly on Disney Plus in a TV format. He replied with, and I quote, "No, I think the MCU is done after Avengers Endgame, considering they haven't had a single hit since." End quote. Okay, so he didn't say any of that, but he said no. Okay, so what he was asked was whether he's considered returning to do spin-offs for Guardians of the Galaxy while somebody else takes over whatever Guardians of the Galaxy is going to become. And he said no, not right now, because currently he's got his hands full with multiple projects in development, some which have yet to be announced. AKA whatever other projects, multiple projects he is working on for WB and DC, for films or HBO and whatever else, on top of still needing to finish Guardians of the Galaxy, and of course, probably taking a well-deserved break. And he also did add, and I quote, "And of course, how do we live up to the potential of the Morbius sweep? We just can't, so I shouldn't even try." End quote. And that's a good quote right there, but because it's totally not true. That's not true either. Look, here's what I'm trying to say. Every time James Gunn talks about anything beyond Guardians 3, people have this weird knee-jerk reaction like he's betraying Marvel Studios or jumping ship or something. And guys, he loves working on both Marvel and DC, just like most of us enjoy Marvel and DC. He's not being a traitor. He's not turning his back on something. Chances are he would like probably more than just Guardians. Maybe he finally wants to do Thunderbolts, or maybe he's, already done his Thunderbolts, which he has, which is the Suicide Squad, and maybe he has something completely different in mind that's not even related to Marvel or DC. Maybe James Gunn can get some sort of new project under the Fox banner, or 20th Century, or another Disney project that we would never see coming from him. For all we know, maybe him and Kevin Feige are going to make a Star Wars film. Imagine a James Gunn Star Wars film. I mean, I'm interested in that. That sounds awesome. So, yeah, But he did leave us with this quote, and I quote, "Also, what's the point of working on the MCU when they're never going to top anything that Zack Snyder has created?" End quote. That's also not a real quote.